Aquaba. So. Guess what, y'all? This is one of the videos where the father just got y'all all up in my business. And y'all know, like, he likes to do that from time to time. Like, he just be having his moments where my business is not my business, but it's our business. And so this is one of the moments where my business is our business, okay? So I'm going to be sharing a testimony of something that the father did in my life in 2010. Was it 2010? Yes, 2010, okay? So let's just get this started. Today is February 16th, 2022, and it is 8:32 p.m. Now listen, I was supposed to record earlier, but you know, I'm back with the kids, y'all, and anybody that's a parent out there, y'all already know how it is with these kids. Like, it is no peace, no rest, it's just mommy time, okay? Straight mommy go moment. From the time you open them eyes until the time you close them, or the time they close theirs, okay? Because I find that is like my moment of peace. Like when my kids go to sleep, not all of them, because you know, my older ones, like, they good, you know, they get it. But my two younger ones, they is demanding. Like, I'm actually glad that my older ones, okay, because I got 7 kids, y'all know I be talking about my kids from time to time, but I got 7, okay? And so my oldest is going to be 15 tomorrow. And it's like bittersweet for me, because while I'm glad that my kids is growing up and getting older and just like becoming self-sufficient, right? It's less that I have to do for them, like more time I have for myself, I'm finding. But it's just like, listen, I tell my kids this all the time. I am going to be that mother that stalks her kids. Like, I'm just so used to like being a mom. Like, I'm so used to my kids depending on me, needing me, wanting something, calling me, asking me for something. So it's gonna be like awkward. Like, and as they're getting older, they're becoming like more self-sufficient. They kind of like doing their own thing now. And I just find my stalkerish moments about to come out, y'all. Like, I tell my daughter all the time, like, it ain't gonna be, oh, mommy, I'm going out with my friends. It's gonna be, where we going, okay? I'm included in this. I want to go to the mall too. Yes, I do. Where we going to the movies? Oh, I'm here for that. Like, I'm gonna be that mom, okay? I'm going to be the mom that stalks her kids, okay? Because my kids is my life. I'm just like, as they getting older, I just be thinking in my brain, like, what am I going to do when my kids is like to that, like, you know, teenage years? Like, yeah, I'm having empty nest moments already, okay? And I'm not even there yet, okay? My oldest is 15. She's gonna be 15 tomorrow. My youngest is 1, okay? Even that went quick. It seemed like I just had her yesterday and I opened my eyes wide and she's already 1. Like, I didn't even get a chance to blink. All I did was open my eyes and she's already 1. So it's just, I love being a mom. I love my kids. And it's just, it's crazy because ever since I was a little girl, okay, playing with dolls myself, I always knew that I wanted to be a mom. Like, I don't know what it was that was like in me, but the father placed something in me and I just always wanted to be a mother. So now that I'm a mother, like, I just love it. Yeah, I love it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my kids. Like, when they get older, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But listen, so my 2 younger ones is 3, okay? And then I have a 1-year-old. So them 2 right there, like, they run me ragged. Like, I don't even know how I did it with my older ones because they more close in age, right? Because I have 7, and so my oldest 5 is more close, like in the same age. And I just be thinking, like, how did I do it? You know, when my first 5 was like younger, like how my 3 and my 1-year-old is right now. I don't know where the energy came from, y'all. I don't, because I got this 3-year-old and this 1-year-old, and they be driving me up the wall. Like, listen, they be driving me up the wall. So I'm glad it's just the 2 youngest ones. But listen, I don't want to blabber on too much about that. I want to get into this story, okay? And I don't even know how I went into this tangent about my kids. because I just love them. But so the story that the Father has me sharing with y'all tonight is something that He did for me in 2010, right? So now I'm from New York, Long Island, right? And so I was born and raised there my whole life. Like, you know, for the most part, I really didn't travel much outside of New York, other than when I graduated high school, I moved to Georgia for like 2 months. And that was like, you know, bittersweet at the same moment, you know. And then I quickly moved back to New York, and I've just been there ever since, you know. And so in 2010, the Father just spoke to me, y'all, and called me to move, like just uproot everything that I knew from my kids, and you know, and just like called me to just basically leave everything I knew behind, like all my family, all my friends, my job. I had a good job at the time. You know, fortunately, I've always been blessed to just be able to make good money, you know, even before I had kids. Like, I just always found myself in like blessed positions when I was, you know, working for other people. That is neither here nor there any longer. Thank you, won't He do it? Hallelujah. But in the moments when He did have me working for other people, like, I always found myself in like just weird like positions, right? Where just like, who, like, you know, especially with this face, like, who gets positions like that? But He just always blessed me, and I'm forever grateful for that, right? So He called me in 2010 to just leave everything, all my friends, my family. You know, at the time I had my 2 kids, who was funny, right? But who was 3, and I don't even think my daughter, she was not even 1 yet. Nope. So I had a 3-year-old, and my daughter was probably like maybe like 7 months old at the time, right? When He called me, and I was, yeah, nervous. You want to talk about nervous and scared? That was me. Okay, because when He spoke to me, I had to look around like, who is He talking to? Me? You want me to leave like this place that I've known? And I was young at the time. I was only like, how old was I? 24. I was 24 at the time, right? 24 at the time, 2 kids, 3-year-old, 7-month-old, and I'm hearing this voice saying move, right? And I'm just like, and you know, like when you in tune with the Father and you got that relationship with Him, like, you know that it is Him without a doubt that is calling you, okay? It ain't nobody else but Him, right? And so He called me to just leave everything and go. And I was just like really like struggling with it. But at the same time, I was like, I'm gonna be obedient, and I'm gonna just go, right? Because at the time, you know, I was married to my daughter's father, and unfortunately he was incarcerated. He got, you know, into a position where he was incarcerated. And so I was living with his mom at the time. I didn't have my own place. I was 24 years old. You know, found myself a single mom now of 2 young kids, because now he's in prison, and just like, you know, a wife at the same time, you know. And so I had like all of this, you know, newness going on, like a new wife, still a very fairly new mom, still trying to figure out my way and myself, and figure out who I am, what is my identity at the age of 24 years old. And then receiving, you know, this calling basically for me to leave where I was at and everything I knew, and to leave and just go into a place I had never been, which was upstate New York, Albany. And so it was nothing else to do. And what did I have to lose? Okay, my husband was in jail. I had 2 kids. I was living with his mom, you know, and you already know how it is, like when you living with other people, like it's not easy, you know. And so, and I really wanted my independence. Like, you know, I just wanted to be on my own, to have my own place, you know, because that's where we started at. We was in our own place before he was, you know, arrested. And so I was just like, there's no way. Like, I had a sense of what it felt like to have my own place, and it's just different, right? Trying to adjust to living with someone else. So I was like, what do I got to lose, right? So I took my kids one day. I spoke to his mom about it. I was like, listen, this is what I'm being led to do. I put in my 2-week notice with my job, and y'all, in 2 weeks, okay, in 2 weeks, I literally put everything I could fit in my car, with my two kids at like, I think I want to say it was about like 12 o'clock a.m., right? So 12 o'clock a.m., okay, I put my kids in the car with everything I could fit, and I headed up to Albany. Now, going into Albany, we had a family member that was there who opened her doors to me, and I'm so grateful for opening her doors to me and my kids, to give us an opportunity to just, start over and to just embrace this calling that was upon my life. And I didn't understand what was going on. Like, other than my husband was like maybe 2 hours from where I was relocating at. And initially I was like 6 hours away. So that in itself was like a blessing, okay? Because I could be closer to him, try to keep this family thing together during this hard moment, right? And so to move up there was going to be closer to him. So that was a blessing. But I knew that it wasn't just about me being closer to him, right? I knew that the Father was calling me for a purpose that I did not understand. And so, listen, y'all, let me tell you how good the Father is, right? And I'm encouraging not just myself in this moment, because I find myself in another moment, okay, where the Father is calling me to make a move, okay? And this is a move that is requiring faith, y'all. Let me tell you, that I have never had in my life. Like, I thought that I was a woman of faith. Like, I thought I had faith all figured out. But let me tell y'all, this move that he's doing in my life right now is a faith I have never seen in my life. Like, I don't even know, like, how this thing is going to work out. I don't know how he's going to do what it is that he's saying he's going to do in this moment. But he was speaking to me today. He said, daughter, if I did it for you in 2010, if I did it for you in 2014, guess what? I'm going to do it for you in 2022. And so I was just like, you know what? I forgot all about that. Like, I forgot all about the 2010 and the 2014 move, right? This is not the first move that he is calling me to do, And so I just was obedient, and I went to Albany with my two kids, 12 a.m. And let me tell you, it was not easy because I got lost on the road. GPS wasn't invented yet, so I did not have a navigation system. So you can imagine a 24-year-old woman with two kids. And, okay, this is when I was like, into the world kind of still, right? So I was still keeping traditional holidays, Christmas or whatever. Yeah. And I was still in the moment where I was putting up Christmas trees. Like, I just was like, the real traditional thing that, we raised up into doing. And so I did that with my kids, like, my two youngest ones. Like, I put up the Christmas tree and the lights and the presents and all of that other stuff. So when he called me to move and it was literally Christmas Eve, I was like, this is insane, right? This is insane. And then I felt bad because I'm like, I'm not only dragging my kids, but their gifts wasn't wrapped. We didn't have no tree on the road, obviously. We're driving the day before Christmas on the road, arrived Christmas Day, right? And I literally didn't even have a chance to wrap their gifts. Like, Christmas Day, I just gave them the gifts that I had for them, like, unwrapped, right? That's how crazy this, and how sporadic and how just spare of the moment this move was. Like, I really had no time to prepare, okay? So I get here. Now, listen, y'all, I ain't got no source of income. Zilch, zero, because like I just told y'all, I put in a 2 weeks notice at my job in Long Island, which was 3.5 hours away from Albany. So I put in a 2 weeks notice with my job. So now that is over and done with, right? So I'm moving up to Albany. I don't got no income. I got my last check, which was about, I think, $700 because I didn't work a full, whatever. And so my last check was about $700. So that's literally all I had to my name was my $700 paycheck, no job, no house, and just going by faith, right? So I get up there and I was with this family member for, I want to say, a week, okay? A week. And listen, let me tell y'all, living with people, it's for the birds, okay? And I'm just trying to put it as nice as I can. It is for the birds, all right? And so you know how challenges can come when you're living with someone else and they make all these promises. I'm going to do this. Don't worry about nothing. Okay, needless to say, I get there, not even a week, and things went left. Okay, and I'm going to just put it right there and leave it right there and keep it right there. And so I was just like, what am I going to do? So I literally was like, I got into a deep prayer because I was like, listen, Father, like, you're the one who's moving me. You're the one who's doing this thing. And I'm trusting in you. And you see all that's taking place. You see what's going on. You see how this lady is bugging out, okay? And I know that I'm your child, and I know that you got a purpose for me. So you guys to show up and you guys to show out. I'm recording. No, okay, goodbye. Sorry about that, y'all. See? Kids, okay? Listen. So, where was I at? Before my son just so rudely interrupted my live, okay? I should just make him come in and say hi, being that he want to interrupt. I mean, my live. What am I talking about? Anyway, so listen, y'all. So, it was like not even a week, and I was just like, Father, like, this lady is bugging out. Like, you got to do something about this because you sent me here, okay? And I know that I heard your voice, and I know you did not send me here for this foolishness. I ain't got no job. I got $700 to my name. I got these 2 kids that I got to worry about, plus this man that, you know, my husband in jail. You got to do something here. Like, you have got to do something here because I'm in between a rock and a hard place, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Y'all, listen, let me tell y'all. I put my 2 kids in the car that I had, all right? And listen, let me tell you, I have never been to this place before. So now I know it's very small. Like, it's a very small place, right? You can go uptown to downtown in 2 minutes. That's how small it is, okay? And so at the time, I didn't know that. This is just a big new place to me. I've never been. I don't know nobody. I don't know where to go. Like, but I was like determined. I prayed about it. And I put my 2 kids in that car, and I left with the intention that today I am going to find a house, okay? Because this lady bugging out, and I gotta go, okay? And so I prayed that morning, put my kids in the car, y'all, and I just was driving. There was this main road, okay? It's called Central Avenue. And so I'm just driving up Central Avenue, back and forth, okay? Because I don't know what I'm looking for. I just know I'm looking for a place because I gotta go, okay? So I'm driving, and at the same time, I'm in prayer, and I'm just like, Father, like, please, you got to, you know, show me the way. And, you know, and then so I happen to be coming down Central Ave, and it's this big, tall, high-rise building. And so I just felt a nudge in my spirit, like, go there, go there. Your apartment is in there, go there. So, y'all, now I ain't got no job, okay? Like I said, I got $700 to my name, right? See, the Father one, he just wants me to be emotional in these videos, I see, because he's bringing up things that, listen, when you talk about his goodness, he's just, I can go on and on and on and on and on about how good he is and how he provides. Like, I got story after story, testimony after testimony, y'all, about how good he is, how faithful he is. And when you just stand, okay, and you just stand on him and stand on his promises, how he will come through for you. Like, I am a living testimony, y'all. A living testimony, y'all. He's done it again and again and again in my life. And I don't want this video to be too long because, like I said, he's had me move on 2 different occasions, okay? So this is just the first story. I ain't gonna go into the second one on this video because it's long, okay? So I'm like, not as long, you know, but if I put them together, it would be just too long, okay? So for time's sake, I'm gonna just keep it to this one testimony, y'all. And listen. So I was just like, felt this nudge. Now, again, I don't got no job. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent, okay? Credit ain't all that hot, you know? And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but this is what I'm feeling. The Father's telling me to go in this building. So look, I pulled over, took my 2 kids, and guess what Melody did? She walked in that building, okay, with the confidence that the Father put in me because he was sending me there. So I'm like, if he's sending me here, I don't know what's the reason, but I'm going to just be obedient and I'm going to go. Y'all, listen. All I got to say to y'all is I walked in that apartment building with $700 to my name and no job. And guess what the Father did for your girl? She walked out with a whole entire apartment that very same day. Okay? That very same day, the Father blessed me, y'all. He blessed me. He blessed my kids, not just myself, but my kids, y'all. And this tops the cake right here, okay? It was on the 23rd floor of the building, which is the very top level. Albany is beautiful. Like, the mountain view is just amazing, okay? It's exquisite. Like, the mountain view. So it was a blessing. Like, he put me all the way up on the 23rd floor. So it was like I was in a penthouse suite, okay? All by myself with my 2 kids. It was so much peace in those mountains for the time. I lived there about like 2.5 years before I moved on from there. And when I tell y'all, I have never had that much peace, okay, in my life. Being in those mountains, waking up to that view every morning from the 23rd floor. And when I look out my window, I'm so high up and all I can see is the mountains, y'all. All I could see is his protection surrounding me, y'all. And I wasn't in the best area. Like, literally, right across the street, you heard gunshots, okay? But thankfully, I was on the 23rd floor, so it ain't affect me, okay? And I wasn't worried about it because, I was on the 23rd floor. But when I tell y'all, that was the best time of my life, and he built me spiritually in that time. He began to teach me about paganism and the different holidays that the world is keeping that I shouldn't be keeping. And like, y'all listen, he turned my whole life around in that moment. Like, I began to let go of, during my time there, of everything that I had been taught. And literally, it required me to let go of everything that I had been taught, because I was taught to keep Christmas. I was taught to keep Thanksgiving. I was taught to keep all of these worldly holidays. Like, I didn't know any better. Like, my parents said, my mom said, my family said, like, so I did. We kept these holidays. And in that moment, he began to speak to me like, daughter, no, we gonna get in this word, okay? So I was like still into church at the time. So I was going to church faithfully every Sunday, different churches. I didn't always go to the same exact church, but I kind of like, I was kind of like bouncing around a little bit. But I would be at one church for a couple of months, and I might be like, okay, let me move on to the next church for a couple of months. So I just kind of like was church hopping. So I was doing a little bit of that and a whole lot of studying his word in that time. So I was like in depth with this Bible study, y'all. Like, I had the Bible, I had the concordance, I had the dictionary, I had the phone, I had the Google. Like, I was really like doing this in-depth study, okay? And then in that moment, he introduced me to this YouTube channel called Kingdom Preppers. And that's really where, because Kingdom Preppers was like literally speaking to my spirit, feeding my spirit the way that the Father was in that moment when I was one-on-one with him. Like, he's had me in isolation so many times, y'all. Like, so many times. And it started in 2010 because I was literally isolated during that time because I didn't have no friends. I didn't have no family around me. Like, it was just me and my 2 kids, okay? Especially when things went left with the other family member. Like, I really just didn't have nobody but the Father. And it's okay, because guess what? He blessed me tremendously. And it went exactly how it was supposed to go. So I'm not mad. I don't hold no bad blood. None of that, because I know that things happened the way that they were supposed to. And if I didn't have that moment of isolation, I would not be where I am today, because it literally broke the traditions, okay, that was instilled in me. And the Father was like, no more to these traditions. You have to do away with this thing, because you got to get in alignment with my word. You got to get in alignment with the days that I said to keep, with the feast days I said to keep. Not Christmas, not Thanksgiving. I don't, what is that? What is that? No, you have to get in alignment with my biblical feast days. And he has these appointed times that we're supposed to keep, but guess what? We ain't even keeping them. The church ain't even keeping them, that a lot of y'all giving all y'all money to. Because the church don't teach about the biblical feast days. You know what the church teaches? Christmas, Thanksgiving, blah, 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 etc., etc. It does not teach the commands of the Bible, okay? It teaches you the world, Okay. And that's another reason why I got away from church, the church building, because I found the more I was with the Father and the more he was teaching me in spirit, the more I began to realize, oh my gosh, like I've been blinded. I've been asleep. The church like literally had me snoring. Yeah, like snoring on my way to who knows where. If he didn't come and put his hand and save me, who knows where that church would have led me. So I say all of this to say, okay, and I don't want to drag it on and on and on. I just want to say that if the Father is calling you to move in this moment, be obedient. Do not be fearful. And as I told you, I'm not speaking to just y'all. I'm speaking to myself, because he has me on this another big, gigantic move that, listen, it's going to take a whole lot of praying and fasting and all that good stuff on my part. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, I ain't even going to speak about how I feel, okay? I'm trusting the Father, all right? And when I get to that place, I'm going to be honest about how I feel in this moment. I'll be like, listen, y'all, listen. I almost thought he was about to be a liar. That's what I'm be telling y'all when I'm giving my testimony in my promised land, right? But I just want to encourage everyone that if the Father is calling you to move, this is your confirmation. Do not hold back. Don't be fearful. Don't allow fear to guide you, okay? Don't allow fear to dictate your move. If the Father is calling you to move, get out that boat, okay? Get out that boat and walk, okay? Walk on that water with faith that the Father is on the other side and he's meeting you, okay? He is right there, ready to grab your hand and walk you through. And it's going to be okay. Like he did it for me, okay? At the age of 24 with 2 kids, no navigation, driving from Long Island to Albany in the wee hours of the night, which is about 3.5 hours. And I would not encourage anyone to do that in life unless it's by the hand of the Father, okay? Unless it's by the hand of the Father, because that's crazy in itself. When I look back on some of the things that I had to do as a faith move, I was like, listen, man, listen. I don't know how I got through them things. It was nobody but the Father. It was nobody but the Father, y'all. And he showed up and he showed out, and he's going to do the same thing for you in your life. If he's calling you to move, listen, pack light, all right? And I'm going to say pack light, and I'm going to say again, pack light, okay? Because each and every time that he's called me to move, that's exactly what I had to do, pack light, okay? It was no room to take anything, all right? But a very few things, okay? Just basically what I needed, okay? And that's it. When I moved the first time, I could only fit, I was in a 4-door car, but I got 2 kids, I got car seats, it wasn't much room for nothing. And so I literally had to take a little bit of stuff, And when I moved the second time, I think I moved with 1 suitcase, y'all, when he moved me the second time. And even that was like, it happened so quick. I didn't even have time to like go to sleep and wake up. Like before I could even go to sleep, I was going, on to the next, and he's done it. Like this is the first move that he's calling me to do that is not just so sudden, right? It's not the move that's so sudden. Like I've actually had a little bit of time to plan, just a little bit. But I encourage y'all to, if he's telling you to do it, okay? Just do it. Just do it. Don't think about nothing else but his promises. Don't worry about finances. Don't worry about how you're going to pay for this and pay for that. Guess what? If he's giving you the vision in the moment that you need it, he's going to give you the provision. And that's just the Father. That's just the way he moves. Sometimes you just have to go by faith. Okay, you just have to go by faith, and you just have to do what it is that he's calling you to do in that moment. And so I hope you guys are having an amazing night. My baby just woke up. She's crying, and she probably wants me to lay next to her and give her a sip cup because, when she roll over and I ain't there, that's what she do. So I hope you guys are having an amazing night. And until the next video, I will see y'all later.